Well, welcome everyone to the first event we've had of the year. It's been a while, so I'm glad we're getting a chance to meet up, and hopefully it's only a couple more months before we can meet up in person. So the format for tonight is we'll do mixology, followed by networking, doing breakout rooms, and then we'll go back to mixology for a second round, and then back to breakout rooms. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce Morgan and Campbell over at HipStirs, who will be teaching us and leading the session tonight.
Awesome, guys. Hi. Thank you for having us. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Hopefully everybody got their kits. I think we already did that double check.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. I just want to say hi. I will not be teaching any mixology things. I'm just the operations gal over here, but wanted to say thanks to Dylan for letting us be a part of your event. We're really grateful. This is obviously, these kinds of virtual things are new to us and we're continuing to perfect them. So we're excited to be able to do a Zoom mixology with you guys. And if you guys have any questions that come up about the HipStirs brand or anything like that, I'm happy to jump in and answer them. I'll be behind the scenes. As far as bartending goes, Campbell's your guy. He can probably answer your question and then some. So, you know, if he starts rambling on and on about all the detailed minutia of bartending, you can just tell him you're way over our heads, dude.
Or, yeah.
But other than that, I will give it over to him so he can teach you guys how to make these drinks.
Awesome, guys. So it looks like one of you already made yours. Am I seeing that correctly? Got somebody that dove right in? Former bartender, maybe? Awesome. Yeah, so today I think I was going to go ahead and actually start with the Bourbon Peach Smash. This is a pretty fantastic cocktail combining bourbon, lemon, and an elderflower honey that we made, and then fresh peaches. Being in Texas, we have some incredible peaches, so this really lends to a great drink. But yeah, basically in the kit you should be provided whiskey, the elderflower honey syrup, the peaches themselves, and lemon. Tools for creating this cocktail. I'm just gonna walk you all through all this. You're gonna need one shaker tin, some form of strainer. It's called a Hawthorne strainer. If you want to, I highly recommend it using a secondary strainer, tea strainer, because we will be muddling in this cocktail and you probably don't want those chunks in your drink. Unless you do you? No judgment. But I recommend it without. This guy here is going to be our measuring device, a jigger. The measurements of this guy should be labeled on there, but the smaller end, it goes up to the very meniscus. The top is 1 ounce, and the opposite end is going to be 2 ounces. You're going to notice some smaller measurements like half ounce, 3/4 ounce. Those are actually going to be marked on the interior lines of this device, depending you have. The half ounce is going to be the lower, the 3/4, the next up, and then again, the meniscus, the very top, is going to be the ounce portion. With fresh fruit, probably going to want knife, cutting board, maybe some napkins, clean up a little bit, and a juicer, which I have somewhere. Right on. I'm going to.
Could you give me a second to get a knife and a cutting board?
Yeah, please. Yeah, let's get all our tools together and let me know when you're ready so that we can proceed. You're ready. Cool. Also, one important ingredient also is going to be ice. Hopefully you have that on hand. Awesome. So, bartending purposes, something that I really like to do, something I teach a lot of bar teams that I've operated, is actually like order of operation, like how to pour these things. You can just measure it, dump it all in a tin, it's fine. But I actually like to start with like the citrus juice and the syrups first. Reason being, if I accidentally over pour these, like pour too much, I don't have to worry. I worry less about the waste. I'm not wasting the expensive component here, the booze. So that being said, I recommend starting again with the citrus. I'm actually going to hand juice these. I don't have my juicer. And we are going for, it's like 3/4 ounces of, no, excuse me, half ounce of lemon juice. Again, I'm going to follow that with the elderflower honey syrup. We're going to do the 3/4 ounce portion here. Glug, 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 glug. Beautiful.
Campbell, where can we get more of that elderflower honey syrup?
You can get that from our website, hipsters.com. Yeah, we have that loaded up. So yeah, hipsters.com, we offer, I believe, currently an 8 ounce, and are we still offering the 4 ounce portion? So we have an 8 ounce and a 4 ounce portion. 4 ounce, as you notice, you're only going to get about 4-ish cocktails out of here. So if you're just doing something for like a one night deal of entertaining, cool. But if you actually want to stretch this or play with very soon. I'm actually personally going to start loading up recipes on the website where we can see more spirits with each syrup and more cocktail recommendations. So we'll be able to showcase the versatility of these things as well. But until those recipes are updated online, feel free to play on your own. Leave some comments on our Facebook. Be like, hey, I played with this in rum and it was great. And it'll be really fun to like share those experiences.
So your website only or any local stores?
So we're working on getting our syrup into stores, but we right now mostly ship out through our warehouse here in Leander, and then additionally you can pick them up from our kitchen that is kind of our sister brand down South Lamar. So that's called Blended Culture.
Awesome.
And there we've got a lot of other awesome brands, but that is a place where you can buy the syrups retail.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's
So I've got lemon juice in
we got the lemon juice.
I've got lemon juice in this thing. Yeah, and then you said put elder honey syrup inside of it too.
So yeah, with that particular jigger, so the shorter end is going to be your lower measurements. So you should have interior lines inside of there. The lemon juice, you're going to want to go to that bottom line.
Yeah.
Dump that in your 10.
Oh, gotcha. This one?
Yeah. And then you should have again a taller line inside of that shorter side, the one outside.
Yeah.
Fill that up to that second line is the 3/4 ounce mark, and you're going to go ahead and again pour that in your 10.
Gotcha. I don't think I actually have that line, but I'll just eyeball it.
Eyeball it. Okay, right on. It is an ounce, so imagine just 3/4 the way up that ounce, and you'll nail it. I'm actually working with an unmarked jigger too.
Remedial, how many ounces of lemon juice?
Half. 1/2. Also, guys, on these and with the cocktails, these are just kind of a recommended recipe. I mean, everyone's palate is unique. I think that I endorse this recipe. I think it's pretty rad, but also for your own sake, try this and then like think about it. We'll consider it and be like, hey, you know what? I actually want to amp up the lemon juice a little bit, do a 2 3/4 ratio, and add a little bit more tartness and dryness to the drink. So again, with the uniqueness of your own palate, like the cool thing is you can just shape these are just guidelines, not rules.
Okay, so I'm with you on the lemon juice. How much was the elderflower honey?
We were recommending 3/4 ounce.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, and after pouring that, this is where the peaches. The peach itself here, it's saying 4 slices. Basically, what I recommend is having your peach and then quartering that half and throwing that into the 10. So you're gonna have something That looks kind of like this.
So dice a half of a peach.
Yeah, so yeah, I would just take half that peach and then quarter that half. We'll avoid the seed for sure. There are toxins inside of it. Don't eat it, as you are probably aware. And yeah, post peach, we're going to want to go ahead and kind of muddle that peach. If you have a muddler on hand, fantastic. If not, like a back of a wooden spoon, like you can get creative, a rolling pin, whatever you have in your kitchen, you are going to want to kind of press that. Now, the thing with muddling, I say bruise, don't abuse. So here, you're not going to really want to smash it into smithereens. Just kind of lightly press it, start forcing some of those juices out of there. Some of the pulp's going to kind of break off a little bit. Kind of looks like a weird paste. Yeah, once you feel comfortable with that muddling process, that's the fun part. We're adding this. Here we're using Woodford Reserve. It's an awesome weeded bourbon, excuse me. Bourbons tend to be a bit smoother, not quite as sweet as your traditional bourbon or straight bourbons. So these Woodford I endorse highly. It's a very versatile and approachable product for multiples. Sure.
Just add the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to take Woodford to the meniscus of the larger side of your measuring device, your jigger, right to the top. That's going to be the 2 ounce mark. Most of the recipes you'll see me update online. We're not afraid of booze here, so they are going to be a little bit spirit forward, just to prepare you for that. But again, all these things are to taste. So say we make this today and you're like, dang, that's nice. Make it that way. If you think it's a little bit too assertive or has too much backbone, feel free to pull back, do a 1.5 ounce pour, maybe 1 3/4, like that optimal amount for you. But again, recommended. We're going to stick with this 2 ounce and go for the assertive. Strong cocktail.
I feel like spirit assertive was the fanciest way of saying strong cocktail I've ever heard in my life.
Right on. Yeah. It is. And then the next, also, if you don't have it already, your vessel, your glass, you're going to want this on hand. So now that I have all ingredients incorporated, I got a glass hanging out on standby. We're going to add ice to the shaker tin, give this a really good shake. Do the double strain, which I'm going to walk you through in a second. These things can be tricky if you've never done it before. What you want to do, and I'm going to show you this, is get a good seal on your tin after adding ice. When you start shaking it, it's basically, there's going to be a vacuum inside of there. The ice particles are going to start exploding. It's adding aeration and texture to the citrus and to the drink itself. And so what we want to focus on is actually the motion. Instead of just doing a piston motion and smashing your ice together, that's going to quickly dilute it, but it's not going to drop the temperature very well. We're actually going to want to kind of consider the circular motion. What that's going to do is you're rotating your ice around the tin. That's going to help it drop in temperature while diluting. So you're going to get a nice, really cold beverage that's not over diluted. And then unsealing your tin. I want you to demonstrate on this guy here. Seal, unseal. You're going to want to slap right in this area with the palm of your hand. It takes a kind of an aggressive hit because once you create that vacuum inside of here, sometimes the tins don't want to come apart. So, I mean, have some confidence, get in there, smack it apart, and then we'll pour it. Ice-wise also, we've been building all of this in the small tin here. If you haven't, that's okay. I would just move everything to the small tin. Reason being, this is how I'm gonna get my ice level down. I'm literally just gonna fill this tin with ice. Not quite to the top, but the 3/4 mark in that said tin. Make sure sure you get a good seal on it too. If you don't, you're about to spray stuff all over yourself. But yeah. So you're gonna notice it's gonna get real cold. You want that. You want your hands to almost hurt. Get a nice frosting across your tin here. That's gonna kind of indicate that you've dropped it to a freezing or less than temperature, which is ideal for a long-lasting drink. This guy here, again, I have the strainer on top. This guy, I'm gonna double strain. I'm gonna capture all that pulp, all that mushed up Texas peaches. And now I'm going to persuade my cocktail to filter. Give it a nice little tap on the side here. I obliterated those peaches. There we go. Awesome. And then I usually highly encourage adding ice last to a cocktail. Oftentimes in bars, you'll see people with a glass with ice already in it, ready to go. They pour the drink over it. That ice is already dying. It's already melting. So if you want to preserve your drink and really enjoy it and give it a little bit of durability, if you will, add your ice at the finish, like so. And with this guy, we're going to give it nice little mint garnish that should be provided in your kit as well. The mints, these little guys here, I like to kind of persuade the oil to come out. You'll see people snap the mint. You can't do that, but also if you are not as aggressive, it's fine just to give a light expression. So, we're gonna get a little minty goodness in there. Actually, maybe that's more mint. Why not? And awesome. So now we have the bourbon peach smash.
Let's see your creations, everyone. Hold them up to your cameras.
Yeah, it's looking
Yeah,
good.
let's see. Phil, you got yours? Right on.
Heck yeah. And so yeah, you breathe in that nice minty aromatic. You can still get the nose of the peaches fresh on top and enjoy.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that works. Awesome, guys. Feelings, emotions, concerns.
This is great.
Heck yeah. And you did that. Y'all made that.
I think I'm terrible at muddling. My peaches are still intact.
My peaches didn't get too muddled. I was using a fork, so it didn't work out so well. But hey,
No worries.
But they taste great.
But yeah, and then also with the muddling process, like brews don't abuse. It's fine if it's not super smashed. Like sometimes the ice will do a lot of the work for you. So if you have a somewhat of an aggressive shake, like I just demonstrated, yeah, the ice will take care of it. I'm glad it tastes great, guys. I'm glad you're enjoying these, and thank you for letting us share that with y'all.
and I'm not gonna lie, I'm just also impressed. You got really nice, good, colorful, fresh-looking fruit and mint here.
Morgan is extremely happy that he's transported well. That's awesome. No, that's great, man. That's what we aim to do, like provide the freshest ingredients. As soon as we get these orders in, I mean, packaging them, we pretty much source the stuff either the day prior or day of before we box and send. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's trying to recreate the bar experience at home. Like a lot of the cooler or I guess for lack of a better term, more sophisticated places you'll go to, like that's how we design them. We have the freshest ingredients we possibly can at all times or provide you something of quality. So to emulate that at home, we gotta stay up to that standard.
Tell us the name of this drink again.
This is going to be the Bourbon Peach Smash.
Bourbon peach smash. Makes sense.
Yeah, and it's kind of a nod to historic cocktails, like a whiskey smash. It's actually pretty much like the old fashioned of the 90s. Basically, yeah, you muddle herb and fruit with a bourbon smash. Literally, I think is a mint, cherry, orange. You muddle that together, add your whiskey and ice, and dilute. So here we're just taking a nod to a historic cocktail and kind of giving it a really nice facelift. Adding elderflower honey is a great sweetener. It's a creative substitute for just simple syrup. And additionally, I mean, it's Texas, man. Our peaches are great here, and it goes great with bourbon.
Anyone else?
I don't normally host virtual mixology, so I don't know the perception on me boozing with y'all. But cheers.
Cheers.
Go for it.
Hell yeah.
Does anyone else have any questions, or should we break out to rooms?
Breakout's great, and considering I'm sitting here in my office, I'm not objecting to the bartender having a drink here with us. So I feel
All right, guys. Thanks. That's awesome.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and open the breakout rooms. There we are.
So we were supposed to finish that drink, right?
Yeah.
I sure hope so.
I get you loosened up, ready for the next one. All right, round 2, baby.
Exactly.
Hey guys.
Go read the ice bucket. I'll be right back, but y'all don't wait for me.
Kyle, you're looking really relaxed, man.
I'm living the dream here, you know, in t-shirt and flip-flops and a drink in my hand. So that's pretty much the top of the list for Kyle Goldman.
Paradise, baby. Love it. So guys, actually, I think we failed to mention, so in your boxes, there should also be these cards that are going to have like the guidelines and recipes on them. They're typically packed in the back of your box, so it could have slid down. Sorry. that's a thing.
This is super helpful, man. Super helpful.
Absolutely, right? Have some guidelines. So these things, these are actually going to undergo an update as well fairly soon. The Lavender Lemonade I started showcasing in our South Lamar location on draft. It's a really great seller. It's very popular. It's a cool drink. It's great for vodka drinkers, but also good for gin drinkers because of the lavender, just adding that nice floral component. People that don't necessarily like gin per se are on the fence about it. This can actually be a good gateway towards that direction for them. But yeah, so at the South Lamar location, I've actually amended this recipe for my personal taste. And so like I was describing with everyone's palate being unique, and that's like, it's your own personal fingerprint. This recipe, we felt when we first wrote this, is again, very approachable and very easy. I like to kind of, again, lean a little more booze forward. So instead of the 1.5 ounces of vodka, I'm going to amend this mine for 2 ounces. And then the lavender syrup and the lemon juice, I'm actually going to increase both of those to 3/4 ounces. So we're going to do a 2 3/4 spec, and you're going to find something really nice, balanced, and also going to help you relax a little bit further. So it'll be pretty fun. Tools on hand for this guy, similar to the last round. No muddling necessary, however. We're going to have our shaker tins, syrup, booze, in this case, lemon. Lemon, you're going to want to do the same thing. Cut in half. I'm putting mine in a receptacle for very easy use, and we're going to measure up to the 3/4 ounce mark and go in 10.
Hey, Campbell,
Yes, ma'am.
should we give everyone a chance to go and rinse out their shakers, or is that going to make any difference?
I highly encourage that, actually. Thank you. You are on it. And I'm supposed to be a bartender. Yeah, so no, Morgan actually, fortunately, was so kind to rinse out my tools and tins. Please do that. We don't want any peach sediment, some leftover different syrup, or the whiskey to adulterate this next drink.
Okay, so you all can go ahead and head on out to your sinks and rinse those real quick if you want to take a minute and then come back. Right. I promise we will pause so you don't miss anything vital.
Yeah, I have the fortune of having multiple tool sets here, which I forget at home. You may not. So
Exactly.
yeah.
So Campbell, while we're waiting, why don't you share with them a little bit of what you were telling me about blended culture on South Lamar?
Oh, awesome! I'd love to. So we have a few hospitality ventures that we've kind of gone in our words that we started to operate. We originally started as a catering company, and then this thing called pandemic occurred. So we couldn't do the in-house experience anymore. So that kitchen that we were operating out of, we pivoted and we started doing Roma style pizza called Phantasma pizza to go out the window. A few months later, we adopted a birria style taco called Lucchesa Taco venture inside of there as well. So we're doing this awesome traditional taco that's fried and dipped in consomme, really freaking yummy. And then again, the Roman style pizza. So recently, once we were allowed to kind of or felt confident enough to reopen to the public, we renovated the whole interior space. Got really cool furniture settings in there, changed some light fixtures, like made it really just a comfortable environment to be in. And we adopted or installed a full bar. The bar there, Blended Culture, the Blended Culture Lounge, we actually showcase our hipster syrups through draft cocktails. So I like to have our core lineup represented on draft for each one. We also have, we do some prepared drinks as well. Full spirits, we try to keep it simple, just plus ones, meaning vodka sodas, gin and tonics, straight pours, or again, we just showcase our cocktails. As we expand, my current bar manager there is fantastic. We will start opening it up to more calls. Like if someone wants an old fashioned, of course we got you. Someone wants a Negroni, yes. But currently, again, we're just trying to showcase the hipsters brand, and we were just kind of evolving with our community. We also have Coffee and Chris, which is a coffee venture. We have a brick and mortar in the domain currently. We also have a Coffee and Chris catering food truck. And so if you consider Blended Culture as like an umbrella space or a cloud kitchen of a lot of our different brands. Very soon we'll be launching hopefully our brick and mortar Phantasma pizza line. Lucchesa, we're actually thinking about going mobile, so doing that in a food truck format. And it's just kind of expanding outside of that space, but really cool. It's on look at 3403 South Lamar, so that's part of the 704 building. Street side access, next door to the Broken Spoke and the Lavaka Street Bar, kind of across the street from the new Easy Tiger.
Fantastic. I think everyone's back, so I think we'll let you take it with the next one.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for the plug. This next cocktail we're doing the Lavender.
Hey, before you keep going, can I make a plug too? That pizza was fire when you did the Phantasma. We could walk to it. And I used to run by there and would always take a credit card with me so I could stop. And
That's so awesome.
So been there plenty of times. You guys should all try it. It's amazing. And yeah.
Thank you. Heck yeah. Yeah, dude, that's we love to hear that. That's I'll get a little more in depth about that in a little bit, but yeah, Phantasma is a special place. Like Roma style, it means it's like 3 to 5 day fermented dough. It's easier to digest. Like I've been able to eat an entire pizza in an evening and I didn't feel like crap the next day. Like it's awesome. And the flavors are really inspired and chef driven. Our chef Tim Lane lived in Italy, worked at a Michelin starred restaurant for a decade as a sous chef called Glass in Roma. And then came back to the States. He's kind of been bouncing around cooking here and there. And then like he finally had this amazing opportunity to open his Roma style pizza venture. And now we actually operate a place in Bee Cave called The Garden in Alera. If you ever make it out to Bee Cave, that is an incredible experience. It's actually it's like my baby. Like I designed and wrote that entire board program. It's super exciting. But thank you for loving our pizza, because that's we feel like we did something unique and special. Like you can get New York style, Jersey style, Napolitano, Detroit style, you get all that in Austin, but Roma is like a thing that you can't find. So anyway, booze, Lavender Lemonade. So this guy, it's a really fun vodka drink, floral component. We're gonna juice lemons. I actually pre-juice mine. We're gonna pour it inside of the jigger to that 3/4 ounce marker. So that's, again, that second line. You want it right even with that line. Gonna go ahead and pour that into our 10. the lavender haze syrup that you have with your kit. Awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and also do the 3/4 ounce mark for this guy. All right, and 10. And vodka. We partnered with Deep Eddy actually a long time ago when we first started our syrups. Like, they reached out to us, and we've had a great relationship. They want to support local, as do we. And we find these vodkas are awesome. Like, their plain vodka is just a really clean, awesome drink at a good price point, good value. And I'm sure some of you have been exposed to the ruby red grapefruit and their lemon and maybe their sweet tea. Just really clean, awesome, badass infused products, which also they just dropped a lime, which I will be updating our website with a cocktail with that soon. Deep Eddy Lime is awesome. It is very tart. So it's certainly designed to be mixed, drinking it on the rocks. I don't think that was the intent, but when you mix it, it's a pretty fascinating product. But here with the Deep Eddy, we're gonna go ahead and do 2 ounces. So the larger side of your jigger, bring it right to that meniscus. Go ahead and pour it in. Sure. Again, we want to have our vessels or glassware ready to pour this drink into. Unless you want to drink it straight out of the tin. No judgment. You can live your life. But yeah, so again, ice. I'm going to try to fill this tin up so about the 3/4 of the way mark. We're going to get a good seal on the tin. And then again, we're going to try to nice and frosty. I'm gonna go ahead and double strain this one as well, get rid of those ice chunks and particles. The lens is just a nice texture. You don't have to, but again, I just like it that way. Ice last. And this guy, I wanna take a lemon peeler, and if you're using this, please be very careful. Do not cut yourself, it really hurts. But I'm gonna get a nice lemon swath and holding it with the pith facing me, the skin outward. I'm gonna express the oils over the drink. So I'm gonna just give it a nice little squeeze. I'm gonna rub that skin around the lip of the glass so that when I take that first sip, I'm actually getting those essential oils right here on my lips. I like to twist this little guy up and drop it in. That if you smell it after you express it, it's filled with aromatic. So that aromatic, it's going to trigger your olfactory, change your flavor perception, and just make this thing elevated. So do we got them ready, guys? Got yours? Can I see them? Yeah. Cheers. Cheers to you. And you. Heck yes. Awesome. Yeah. Lavender Lemonade, guys. Shake it down. Are you drinking on the 10? Awesome.
Way to go, Tom, right from the tin.
I like your style, dude. Hell yeah, you're ready. Less dishes, right? Also the beauty of home bartending. We don't have to put on airs. So guys, what do y'all think? Any thoughts, feelings, concerns?
Are we gonna get sick by mixing liquors?
I hope not. I don't, but I've also been in the bar industry for almost a decade, so my liver is probably pickled by now.
Any other questions for our mixologist, Campbell? Now's your chance.
Thanks, Campbell. Appreciate it.
Hey guys, thank y'all for the opportunity. It's great serving y'all and showing you some cool things. If you're into this stuff, feel free to reach out. You can hit us on the website, reach out to Morgan, HipStirs.com, have a Facebook page, all that stuff. And yeah, we have a lot of cool, exciting offerings. And And the next few months, we're going to be having a really big update with our syrup lineup, a lot more cocktail recipes on there. And yeah, we'll try to continue making this a really cool time.
Thanks.
Sounds
Awesome.
excellent.
Thank you very much.
All right, shall we break out to rooms again?
Sounds good. Here we go.
Hey, all, I'm going to have to relieve my wife now from childcare duties, so I'm going to have to jump. So it's been great seeing y'all and can't wait to see you again soon. And we'll be in person before we know it, right?
Yeah, a couple more months. Good to see everyone. Thanks for
Thanks
coming.
so much for coming, Tom.
Yeah, and Dylan, thanks for organizing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no, very, very cool. This is a good event. It's something that I guess, is this normal that they do the virtual things, or is this a little bit of a one-off for them?
New since the pandemic, so we'll see if they continue that.
Because I mean, this will be a cool event for, like, you know, clients and things like that potentially, especially like normally at the end of, you know, a big project, we'll usually have a happy hour or dinner or something like that, and that's not really in the cards right now. So something like this will at least be kind of some nice new flavor from just the typical, hey, everybody hop on a Zoom call and, you know, bring your own booze kind of thing. At least it kind of gives a little bit of interactive portion and something unique there.
Yeah, I was on a Zoom call much earlier in the pandemic, and they did an Aunt Nellie's cheese tasting, and same thing, Aunt Nellie's delivered it that day, and they set the cheeses and crackers and such up on a plate in a circle. So they said, you know, put the wedge of cheddar at the top, and that's 12, and we're going to work clockwise. And they talked about the different kinds of cheeses and where they come from. And it was just super fun. We did the same kind of thing. We'd taste a couple and we'd go network and we'd come back. So there are a lot of creative people out there putting these fun things together.
No, that's awesome. I actually had a deal with Bridgepoint where we kind of met up with them recently, and we did they had a winery did kind of like a wine and food pairing, like Coleman Vineyards, I think it was. And actually this was, you know, I was mentioning to some of these guys, I'm just kind of getting my smell back a little bit from a post-COVID bout here. And it was funny. They're like, what do you smell? I'm like, nothing, like nothing. He's like, what did you think about the taste? I'm like, I have no idea, but I'm getting a little bit of buzz. So that's something. But I was telling these guys I was happy. I started smelling some mint and lemon here and things like that. So we're heading in the right direction.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're on the upswing of it.
Mm-hmm. We were all just kind of sharing war stories about who kind of made it through the snowpocalypse and who had the roughest go. And I know we had a couple of busted water heaters, and that's where I managed to get sick. You know, everyone kind of just had to share showers and electricity, and so that's kind of what spread it around the family. But how about you guys? Y'all make it through okay?
I had a busted water heater as well. It took about 2 weeks to get a new water heater, and it was an arm and a leg to get it. The plumbers made out like bandits. This
was a good time to be a plumber for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's pretty brutal. But you really appreciate the hot shower once that comes back.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hey,
Paul, what
back.
about you? Did you survive the winter wonderland we had a few weeks back?
You know, what was interesting is we never lost power at the village, and we had water the whole time.
That's great.
Which is a real blessing. I think we're pretty close to the Del Valley Correctional Facility.
Mm-hmm.
We must be on the same circuit. But yeah, it was rough, man. The worst part is my wife and I live most of our time in this RV, which is 399 square feet. And our oldest son and our youngest daughter share an apartment together, but their power went out. And they toughed it out for a day or two. And then they came here with her 4 animals. So we have 2 animals. So it was tight, man. That was the worst part.
Now, what kind of animals were we talking about? I'm guessing not like mice or something small. We're talking dogs or cats here.
We had 2 dogs, 2 cats, and 2 guinea pigs.
Okay, well, at least the guinea pigs are on the smaller side, so that's a plus. Sort of.
My other dog is very happy. She's just running up and down inside the trailer right now. I'm not sure exactly what. I think she got into some of my drinks. It's acting crazy.
She's got quite the spirit going, right?
Sarah, I didn't see you participating with the drink making. Did you get to enjoy this as well?
I did not. I thought it would probably be better if I abstained, but
Yeah.
I was taking careful notes on the recipes so that I can create those later. But I figured if I'm supposed to be running the technical controls, I better keep a focus on that.
For sure, for sure.
You know, after the meeting earlier today, at this point, you're a pro at it. You got this down pat.
Hardly.
Well, I enjoyed it earlier today. It ended up being a really good event. I really liked the panelists. Alex guy is one of my new favorite people.
I agree. Yeah.
He does not hold back.
In case you didn't see it, it was the from Silicon Valley to Silicon Hills, what's trending in tech today. And I'll put the recording up on our website under the events page and also on the news page once we get it uploaded to YouTube. But yeah, anyone can go on and watch it once it's there. But we had a really great group of panelists, and I thought it was pretty dynamic discussion.
It was. No, it was a lot of fun. Like, so to give you a little bit of a flavor, you know, one of the last questions was, you know, so with Tesla getting into Bitcoin and kind of, you know, do you still consider them an ESG company, and what about their governance? And you know, again, Alex didn't pull punches. He's like, that is the worst governed company in existence. It is a clown show. Like, and it's like, okay, I did not expect to hear the term clown show involved in the webinar, so I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was pretty amusing.
What did you think, Paul? Did you enjoy it? I know I can hear you a lot better now, so that's a plus.
Yeah, man, I didn't. We had bad Wi-Fi at my office. I go through a VPN and that deal just is not working. Anyway, I thought it was great. I like the woman from Weaver who was the moderator. Yeah. She was sharp, man.
Yeah, Cindy is really good. She's done a couple of these before and partnered up with some law firms and things like that. She does a lot of our SPAC content. She's real sharp. She's a great, and she is a wheeler dealer. She is connected out there, so she's been a great resource for us. And you know, so she's been around for probably about 3 years now as well. And yeah, she's very well connected, very plugged into the VCPE world out there. So she's awesome.
I think connecting with those groups in California really makes sense for us for tech. I like that a lot. It's a good draw.
It is, and with so many of us having so many different kind of pieces, you know, there's so much overlap between industry and projects and things like that. Having these groups being able to kind of meet is one, good from just being able to network in general, but it's a change of pace. It's people you haven't met before. So I really like this kind of teamed up approach, and it feels a lot more kind of organic and natural with that group in California and here in Austin and some of the other ones. So I think that was a great idea to kind of bring these together. So y'all will have to attend the next one. What, April 8th, I think, right?
You're right. It is. It's April 8th. And before that, I wanted to give a plug to our first virtual monthly luncheon. We're not sure if we're going to call it a brown bag luncheon, but we're asking everyone to join us on the 31st of March, which is the last Wednesday of the month. And we're going to have Liz Hawker with the NASDAQ as our speaker. And then, as Phil was mentioning, we have our second installment of the ACG, ASA, SVS, PSF, SPACs, IPOs, and resulting cultural changes segment. So join us April 8th and March 31st.
Cool. That's cool. So is that going to kind of be the normal go forward, just kind of the last day of most months, or last Wednesday of most months, you said?
The last Wednesday of the month for virtual programming until we can get back to meeting indoors for lunch as we used to, which we'll see when we can do that. But we of course want to be safe.
Yep, absolutely. Actually, that's kind of I'm interested to kind of poll the crowd. How many folks have started to kind of get back to the out in person, you know, type events, lunches, coffees, things like that? It's definitely, you know, from my side, I haven't seen it be the kind of norm by any means yet, but there's a few people here and there that are like, well, let's at least go grab, for something like Mozart's, go outside, grab a cup of coffee, something like that. There's starting to be a little bit more acceptance of that, and especially as people are starting to get kind of vaccinated, that seems to be the trend. What are you guys seeing?
Still slow going
I'm
on my
doing
side.
stuff outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of these days,
it depends. It's funny. I've noticed that the dating equivalent of, hey, let's grab a drink before you ask someone to dinner. It's now, hey, let's do a Zoom before I agree to meet you in person. Like, nah, I'm not sure. You're a cold
Let's
contact.
fill this out a
You're
little
not going
bit.
to risk the pandemic. Yeah. I'm not sure yet. We'll do that. So it's people that I've known for a while, and put it that way, that are more comfortable. I passed their threshold to
That's good.
be outdoors and a safe distance.
That's good. Yeah, I know it's because it's hard to really build a good kind of rapport with somebody electronically like this. I mean, it's absolutely better than nothing, right? And it's certainly better than, just kind of the old phone calls, but it's tough. It's a challenge. So I'm certainly looking forward to, things like the ACG lunches coming back, and just the ability to, get back to some level of normalcy, because it's hard to network right now.
Yeah, and if you somehow are like one of the lucky ones who get a vaccine, it's a little bit tough to admit that to people. So I'm not going to say if I got one or not, but in any case, yeah, I mean, I'm like really motivated to get out there, but I don't feel like my network is there yet. So yeah. I'm just kind of sitting there waiting.
Well, that's kind of where I'm at. So I know I have to now wait at least 3 months before I can even get a vaccine, because I just had it. And so, but at the same time, they're like, well, essentially you've got, the equivalent of it. And I actually did that monoclonal antibody therapy as part of that. So they're like, yeah, you should be good and juiced up for right now. You got a low risk overall. So you're pretty good to go. So I'm back in that point of like, yeah, I'm kind of ready to get out there. And I was talking to one of my clients, like, yeah, we're not quite there yet.
Well, Philip, I'm vaccinated, so if you want to hang out,
just take your
He's
hand.
gonna rat himself out.
Yeah, we have to figure out some in person now.
We'll have networking for those who've been vaccinated, or like Phil, who's got all the antibodies built up already.
That's right. Yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll all start wearing it. We're gonna have to come up with a new ribbon color for those name tags now.
Yeah, I can't wait to get vaccinated myself. I will be first in line when I hear about it.
I know. So my parents were really annoyed. So they were actually supposed to get vaccinated the Tuesday after all the winter shutdown, but then it got delayed because of all this. And now, after the fact, we realized, well, they were already sick, so it wouldn't have been a good idea anyways. But I know that it got delayed because it didn't get shipped around. They're like, we were this close. We're so close to being vaccinated.
Yeah, I took my dad, he's 81, to get his shot. And
that's awesome.
I asked him, I said, if you have any extras, my arm is right here.
If it just happened, oops.
It didn't work.
How was the process? Was it long and drawn out, or was it pretty quick in and out?
They came to his nursing home.
Oh, that's great.
Or,
that's fantastic.
Residence, not actually a nursing home, but residence.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic. I know we've got a couple of our retired partners who, I mean, I've been, my heart's been bleeding for those guys, right? Like they're like, yep, haven't seen my grandkids in like a year. They're in their 70s, and it's just so I'm really excited for them. They've kind of gotten that recently, or starting to be able to kind of get back to that, and you can kind of see that they've got that pep back in their steps. I'm glad to see that this is starting to get out there, so that they can kind of be a little bit more, close to normal at least.
Yeah. They're doing like 3 million a day.
I think there's going to be a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's going to be busy at the end of this. There's going to be a lot of people getting out. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to be one of them for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was one of the things. I can't remember if that was in one of our little breakout discussions here earlier today, but that was what kind of talk was of, if you survived through this, you're about to maybe have the best year of your business career right now, because if you got a restaurant or something like that survived this, people are going to be eager to get out there. The competition's down, and so the time is now. I know I'm ready.
Definitely.
All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Appreciate it. Good seeing y'all.
Thank you.
Absolutely,
Good to
likewise.
See you,
too.
Casey.
Yeah, thank y'all. This
Yeah.
was fun.
Yeah, awesome job, Sarah, Dylan. Thanks for setting this up. This was really good. This was a nice event here, and again, I really appreciated the little bit of a different take on a Zoom happy hour. It's nice to have some kind of interactive approach here.
Awesome. Thank you for the feedback.
Yeah.
All Dylan.
Really, Sarah. It's all Sarah.
All Dylan.
It was a great idea and well executed. I can't wait to tell our team about it.
Yep. Yeah.
Sure.
No, I'll be trying to roll these out, and hopefully we'll have another one of these here in a month or two.
Cool.
Awesome.
Good to see everyone.
All right.
Thanks,
Well, y'all
everybody.
have a great evening.
Okay, take care,
Likewise.
everyone.
All right.
Bye.
Good night.
Night.